we will create a class object for the enemy. This class can be added as an object in a list so that there are multiple enemies in one list and we can control them together according to our choice. This can also help in checking their position individually with the help of the x, y and z variables put inside the init part. This will help us to specify the location of each of the enemies. Now we will create a list to store all of our enemies. This is it for the creation of our enemies. The number of enemies for now is 5 for testing purposes, but I will increase it later on while the game is being finished. The enemies list is basically the none repeated the 5 times or according to the num variable's value. It will look something like this as shown on the screen. The ex variable also here is like a specifier for the x position of each of the enemies. It uses the random module we imported earlier, and it basically is also used in the EZ or the Z position specifier. How it works is that it takes a value between 0 and 4 and it is multiplied by 8, as we added it by 8 in the for loop while we were creating roads, tunnels, and the initial position, as you can see, was minus 20, the Z position. So it will basically add or subtract according to the random number selected, and the enemy will like appear or spawn inside a tunnel. Finally, there is the EY and the enemies and then the object being added to the list. The EY variable is again the Y position specifier of the enemy, which will be 2, and the enemies, the list will add the I, means it will add an enemy in the I position. Like if it is 0, then it will add an enemy class object inside the list, and this is the x position, as x is ex, y is ey, and z is ez. So this basically adds an enemy which has attributes like the model is cube, the color is red, scale is this, and etc. Now we will create a sky object which will give a background to our project as a sky. Now we will add a def update function which acts as the main game loop, and we will set the variable enemy underscore speed as global. This will act as the speed of the enemy as I had created before the list creation. Now we are going to check for every object in the enemies list. I'm going to call it enemy, you can call it whatever you want. This is going to be enemy speed equal to random.uniform. You may have seen random.random in the previous. This means that it will select a random integer between the given range. Here it can take literally any number, like between minus 30 and minus 15, it might take minus 29, minus 4, minus 20, which are integers. But in the uniform one, it can take like minus 20.78 minus 19.12, etc. Here we are basically increasing the enemy's X position by the enemy speed variable. This is basically this part copied here with minor changes. Why this is the if condition to set an position limit to the enemy, like when it will cross the X position of 20, it will set the random position of for the X position, and then again it will like have an 0 to 4 random iteration, and then the enemy.c would be multiplied by 8 and then minus 20, just like before. The expected output would be the tunnels and roads as before, and a sky as the background. Then we can see some cuboids moving inside and outside the tunnel and reappearing again and again. These are the enemies, and I will try to add some models later if I can find or create them. Or if you can also suggest me some models I can put instead of these cuboids. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.